This is 1 billion lions versus ADC champions according to lore, as well as 2 champions I forgot. Let's get into it. Aphelios. There is nothing special or augmented about him. He is just the peak trained human. He does have his twin sister in the spirit realm who's able to give him his weapons through the spirit connection. Even with his weapons, even with his advanced warrior training, he is still lion food because he has limited stamina. He cannot fight forever. He will eventually tire before his guns, even though they're powerful, will be able to kill 1 billion lions. A similar story with Ashe. Ashe is advanced. Ashe is an iceborn. She has enhanced stamina. She has an ice bow that can do area damage and fire infinitely, but she cannot fire fast enough for 1 billion lions, nor could she fire forever. It still hurts her immensely to fire the bow, and she will just eventually tire before she could take the literal years it would take to kill these lions. Caitlyn, no one expected her to win. He obviously is lion food. Same with Draven. Caitlyn and Draven are usually agreed on as the least powerful champions in the entire canon. Ezreal's gauntlet allows him to teleport and cast these magical projectiles. He himself is a mage, but the gauntlet enhances his power. The gauntlet actually comes from ancient Shurima and was wielded by an ascended warrior. So it's a very powerful gauntlet, but again, Ezreal has finite stamina. He cannot fight forever. While he can teleport pretty far, and while he can teleport pretty fast, there's just no way he out teleports 1 billion lions going for his head. He will eventually get swarmed. Jhin, give him a decade of prep time and maybe he comes out. Overall, he cannot craft a theater or craft a play structure complex enough to handle 1 billion lions in one act. He would become art. Jinx. New Jinx after Arcane. She has enhanced shimmer speed. She's way above human in strength and speed, but still, her weapon is a gun, and there aren't enough bullets in the entire Runeterra canon to kill the lions that she would need to kill. And again, finite stamina. Kai'Sa as well does not have infinite stamina, and while she could fly, and while she has area attacks with her second skin, it is just not enough. Callista is the first one that isn't pure lion food. The ghouls and the spirits and the wraiths are not able to be damaged by physical objects or physical attacks. A lot of Runeterra magic requires same magic to hurt it. When you look at spiritual magics, it usually requires the same type of magic to hurt the spirit. That is why Lucian's guns or Senna's guns are effective against the ghouls, because they aren't really guns. They are rocks with handles that project spirit magic, but you call them guns because they look like guns. Anyway, you can't hurt Callista, but there's really no reason for her to attack or fight. I'm going to put her in 90% because there is very small precedent of physical attacks hurting spirits, but in general, physical attacks do not damage these spirit wraiths. We have on multiple occasions seen bullets or weapons going straight through them. Kog'Maw is interesting because he's like Cho'Gath, where he's a void being that eats, but Cho'Gath has precedent or a history of a thought that when he eats, he grows considerably and grows nearly instantly, and that's his main thing. But with Kog'Maw, his one paragraph of lore, when he eats, he just eats, and he isn't really said to grow considerably in size. So if he ate and immediately gained that lion size, there is a chance he could win by being extremely massive. I do think overall, void beings are not immune to physical attacks. They aren't exactly magic, and it's very complicated and really annoying that I have to say that. And I've seen sources that say void is not magic, and I can't really explain that right now, but just know that void creatures are not immune to physical attack, and the creature would have to immediately scale off of carnage or off of biomass in order to win this fight and have infinite stamina. I don't see Kog'Maw tiring, but I also don't see him scaling fast enough. But again, he doesn't have much lore. Lucian, his dashing is canon. He can dash faster than light, but again, he's limited by stamina. He will eventually get caught. We have seen him get tired. We have seen him get caught. And while his weapons have infinite ammo, and while they can fire and kill mass amounts of enemies, it is not enough. Misfortune is just another victim of the lion boat formation. Just like Gangplank, they both die to the lion boat, to the lion horde. Neela is an interesting case. I understand that she is powered and in partnership with the primordial demon of joy, but she is not entirely the demon of joy. We have a fight scene between her, Graves, and a bunch of dock workers, and after the fight, she has shown no signs of tiring. She has fought crazy monsters and has come out unscathed, but there was just not enough lore to say that she has infinite stamina, that she has infinite durability, or infinite anything that is required for her to survive 1 billion lions. There is, however, a couple of lines that suggest that part of her magic ability is avoiding damage, if that makes sense. Graves pulls up his gun and fires his shotgun towards Neela, and here is how Graves describes that moment. He fires 3 rounds directly into Neela's torso, or at least he thinks he does, the bullets seem to move around her, or maybe she moves around them. It's like firing his gun into deep water, a thought Graves find inexplicably unsettling. So to me, that reads like the demonic powers of Neela to some extent prevent her from being damaged, even from bullets. Now, is that enough to say that she can dodge a billion lions for the decade it would take to kill them all? I'm not too sure. I have to put her in draw and toss up. I hope we get more of her lore because she seems to be on a really cool storyline. Samira, again, she does not have infinite stamina. She's a great fighter, she's a commando, but infinite stamina is required to win this fight. Severe. Either way, I'll be saying it wrong. She wields the weapon that is partially responsible for sealing away the Darkin. It's a very powerful weapon sought out by the Ascended and Darkin because they all know how powerful it is. Azir is her ancestor, but that doesn't mean that she has the powers of Azir by any means. She in the end is just a normal treasure hunter in the face of a billion lions. Smolder's just a baby. I wouldn't even say a full-grown dragon could beat a billion lions, but Smolder especially is just a baby and would need his mother, but his mother would also die because they could not defeat a billion lions. A lot of the comments I'm getting do not understand the scale of a billion lions. It is a lot of lions. I made a mistake of making it a billion. I should have made it a million, but I'm far too deep now. A billion is a lot of lions.
To put it in perspective, a cube of these lions would be 1,600 kilometers long, or nearly 1,000 miles on each side of the cube. That is how big this cube of lions would be. It is absolutely insane. I made it too big.
Tristana is a Yordle. In her stories, she is in a fight, and she just inexplicably wins with her cannon. Yordles are impossible to scale because they have magic that on many occasions has just allowed them to win when they are just not supposed to be winning there. Twitch doesn't really exist in the lore as far as we know. He's probably that rat in the Arcane series, but we just don't know. But either way, a big rat loses to a billion lions. Varus is an interesting Darkin, but he is also one that wins. Varus is different because he's not in total control of his hosts. But the thing is, in order to win this fight, you need to kill lions. And the more carnage, the more bloodshed that the trio performs, the less control that the humans have over the Darkin. So hypothetically, the more lions that die, the more in control the Darkin is, and the more it becomes true that carnage would scale the Darkin, if that makes sense. So yes, Varus is a special case where he is not in total control, but he would gain control over the course of the fight and eventually begin to scale to the extent needed to kill the lions. Vayne would get ripped apart. Zaya would also get ripped apart. She's a Vestaya, but in the end, Zaya is just a very powerful humanoid. She does not have infinite stamina. Yunara is an interesting case again, but I do think she would become lion food. Yunara is the Fist of Shadow of an ancient age. The Fist of Shadow is the role that Akali will possess eventually. It is basically the head assassin of the Kingu Order, but Yunara was sent into the spirit realm for 1,000 years to guard the Temple of Twilight. But overall, there is nothing about her that seemed to be special apart from a normal human. However, time in the spirit realm has shown to change the physical nature of people. And in the spirit realm, Yunara was combating creatures that sought out the Darkin weapon. So yes, Yunara is powerful, but she has been seen tiring. She is not immune to physical damage, and ultimately, she is still mortal. I have to move her down to lion food. Zeri, she has mass AoE attacks, she's very fast, she's very magical, but it's not enough to face a billion lions. Again, that is my mistake, but it is not enough. Wei, art magic will not be enough. Wei is one of the ones I forgot. Obviously, he's a mid laner, but I have to put him here. He is lion food. He is a Jhin victim. Jhin absolutely owns him. Jhin is rent-free. They both die to the lions. Teemo, again, is a Yordle. Their magic seems to power them to a victory no matter the odds. It's really quite annoying when you read their lore that they just seem to win eventually and just win through nonsense reasons. And following Arcane, we do not know enough about their apparent immortality or what even goes on when they seemingly die. It is all up in the air. And if you think that you know the correct answer, I promise you do not know. And I promise they have been on multiple occasions saying they intend to keep a lot of the nature of these spirits hidden or secretive or mysterious, because that is what makes good canon. The fact that I can make a theory and that you can make a theory and we have common ground based on actual canon, and I can see the logic in your theory and you can see the logic in mine, is what makes League of Legends lore what it is to me. A lot of the comments called me wrong when I was really just saying that I don't know and this is my theory. I have a theory that Neela can take damage, but I don't know because she hasn't taken damage. I have a theory that Kog'Maw can grow instantly, but I just don't know that for sure. I have a theory that there is a way lions could damage a ghoul, but I just cannot reference that immediately. Anyways, this is my first tier list on YouTube. It's gone really well. If I forgot anyone, I'm sorry. I'll put it in some kind of note or a short. Thank you for watching. Thank you to these commenters. I'll see you next time.